Now listen up. Here is a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him, inside and outside.
Why are you? What happened? Why are you like this?
I learned it from watching you, okay?
You did not learn that from me. No son of mine learned that from me.
You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Go. And now we have been demonetized by Eiffel 65. That's great. Okay.
Eiffel 65 deserves it, okay? They've had a hard life.
Is that
Do you
like
have any,
the alternate
do you have
ending
any
of Symphony
idea
of the
how
Night?
hard it is to live a fulfilling life as an artist where you're constantly getting upstaged by a horrible CGI blue alien that has to show up in every one of your songs because the only song anybody liked was the stupid one about the color blue?
I actually
That's
know
miserable.
somebody who was very into Eiffel 65 for reasons that I've never understood.
I
Don't
mean,
worry,
I'm very
she tried
into
to explain
Offspring.
it.
You're allowed to be into whatever. It's cool, man. Nobody's here to hate.
But I mean, like, again, it's just that one song, and it's like, what's even happening?
It's a good song. Everybody likes it. Very catchy.
Okay, we are officially up and streaming, and we're in the Yggdrasil.
Right. Let me get your thing, Goggle Bob. Bob.
And I'm already hitting
Switch.
the wrong button.
Mm.
Gotta remember which one's jump.
Should we do that like introduction where we like introduce ourselves and like like a proper video, or are we just gonna be assholes?
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Goggle Bob.
Wow. You know what? No. I
Oh,
refuse
you
to
could have
play
sounded
this
more
game.
enthused.
Yo. Yay. How about you guys? Who are you? Yo.
Me, FBM. And beat left.
That
Out of
was the
shame.
worst introduction ever, and it was his idea.
I'm beat. I'm still beat.
You know, I'm playing Xenogears for the first time in high definition, or whatever this counts as, and I never
I
really
love-
noticed that down here is just straight up a coffee machine. Like, that's cool.
I love running old ass games in ridiculously high resolution. I don't know. There's something just intrinsically beautiful about it. It speaks to me. I want to see the ugliness of old games in like perfect beauty.
I mean, as every time we start up the stream, I have to watch the anime intro again while we're waiting to get going, and I'm really increasingly amazed by the amount of detail they put into this ship that only more or less appears during the intro and never again in any capacity.
I forgot how we even got on this ship.
Well, this ship is the Yggdrasil, and our pirate buddy brought us back here after we played in the sand for a while.
Is that the dude with the glasses who I'm fairly certain is the devil?
No, the dude with the glasses is our good friend Dr. Azuki, who is in no way the devil.
Okay.
Pirate ship Lord Man is the one that looks like pirate.
Do what you want, because a pirate is free.
But, I mean,
Maybe.
keep in mind, for Beat, who is not paying attention, we spent most of the last
I'm
update in our
paying
robots.
very close attention. Right now, you're running in circles around the rooms, doing absolutely nothing of value. And I gotta say, I feel like my attention is being squandered.
That's understandable.
Did he just, like, whisper under his breath, not like I'm hiding because I broke it or anything, or is that, like, supposed to be implied?
I think he's whispering it just to Faye for no reason. I mean,
Is that, like, in the Dover Boys cartoon, where he's like, oh, how I love her father's money?
I mean, I do have to say, like, again, replaying Xenogears for the first time in a while, I'm, like, really impressed by a lot of the little touches, like dudes whispering at me.
Hey, buddy, you want to buy some weed? Got the best weed, man.
I mean, this is a pirate ship. There's probably somebody offering that.
Dude, if it's a pirate ship, they're all just hotboxing it there. They're pirates. They don't give a fuck. That's their entire deal.
Okay, there's the penguin thing. Alright. So...
I forget, does penguin thing have a name?
No, penguin thing is a penguin thing. There's something else that definitely has a name.
Right. Wait, this pirate ship has lights out? I didn't know this pirate ship was staffed by nerds. Or like your
It's
fucking
full of
camp.
robots!
You're like your fucking camp counselors.
You're saying, like, I can't believe there's a bunch of nerds on this pirate ship that has to service robots on the reg.
Wait, are the pirates robots? That doesn't make
No, but they pilot robots regularly, so they need to be able to service them.
Yeah, but like you can like know stuff and not be a fucking nerd.
No less than 2 different people are like, we're almost at the hideout. Please stop asking.
We'll get there when we get there. Don't make me turn this pirate ship around.
Pirate sand ship.
Oh, it's a sand ship. That's...
This was the weird era of the PlayStation where there was like 1,000 different games where you could like swim in sand for some reason. Like Breath of Fire 4 had a similar idea going on.
Wild Arms 3
all I
does
can
that shit
think of
too.
is the enormous sand steamer in Trigun. Which...
That's also possible, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you want to do like a deserted, like a horribly deserted planet, but you still want the naval themes, you do this.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea. It's fun.
But then it
It's
seemed
cool.
like it kept happening and then it didn't happen again for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I'm
you
trying
know,
to
you
think
don't
of
want to
any
like...
recent games that involve sand submarines.
That's probably because recent games try to be somewhat more realistic in a lot of cases, and while it doesn't necessarily mean not avoiding stuff like giant anime eyes and laser beams, it might avoid, it might mean that, like, there's no way we can make this look believable by having a boat go through a desert. like the challenge of making somebody buy that is just too much to bother with.
Although, come to think of it, Skyward Sword had like the most beautiful desert boat I've ever seen.
But wasn't that like a time travel bullshit that let
It
the
was,
boat
but it was
be
gorgeous.
in the water? It was gorgeous, don't get me wrong. I'm thinking of Breath of the Wild, where there were not sand boats, but there was sand surfing, which is almost as good.
And sand walruses.
Yes, sand walruses. Man, now I'm mad at Age of Calamity again. This sucks.
Have you considered not being mad?
No.
Will
I
you
tried that
consider it
once.
now?
It didn't work.
No, you
for me.
didn't.
I tried it once. It didn't work for me.
That did not ever happen.
I've tried it loads of times. Who are these innocent waifs? And what are they
Pirate
doing?
children.
I'd be very concerned if I were the parents of these waifs.
They're probably
Those are drug dealers they're hanging out with.
I like that we've immediately skipped to the pirates or drug dealers that have lights out.
Yes, they have lights out. Yeah, the pirates are a world of contrasts.
So far in this thrilling chapter of Xenogears, we have ridden an elevator, we're riding another elevator, and we're gonna have tea. Yes!
Wait, he is a butler, right? I mean, he's got, like, serious butler energy.
His name is Old Man Mason. What do you want?
I don't know.
It could have been Old Man Jeeves.
Mason Didier. I think this is like a French pun or something.
Yeah, he probably...
Excuse me?
Like raison d'hier?
I heard derriere, and I was very confused.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. But I don't speak French, so I'm fucking it up.
No, I'm talking about... That's what I heard from Cockle Bob, and I was like, excuse me?
I am not good at languages. I have barely
Maison
gotten
would be like a...
English going.
I'm pretty sure maison just means like house.
Okay, raison d'être is the most important
Raison
reason for
d'etre is
something.
reason for living.
Yeah. So, maison,
Maison d'etre would be house for living.
house
Well,
for
that's where
living.
you
Well,
live.
that
Where you
is
live.
typically what houses are.
Correct us on French in the comments.
Yeah, I swear we're not trying to be I'm not sure what the word for
I need you to
racist in French
understand,
is.
we're just very stupid.
We're just really dumb.
How many languages do you speak? 0.5.
We're
Okay, this
we are
pisses me off, though,
basically-
right? This game has
Okay.
gone above and beyond every single time with sprite work, and then it just had a floating coffee cup. They didn't need to half-ass it that badly. They could have just had them sitting there not drinking it. It would just be implied that they drank them when the camera was pointing elsewhere.
It's too late. Maison is a butler, and you have to be clear that he's a butler.
He's apparently also a telepath.
I mean, that wouldn't even be that weird for this game.
I mean,
Just put
sure,
that out
fair.
there.
Okay, well, damn. I guess I just got owned. How dare you own me like this?
Dare you not know Xenogears canon?
I was happy not knowing Xenogears canon. I was happier.
Point out that
I'm waiting for
Bartholomew is the son of Ed Bart.
I'm waiting
Bart.
for when we're well into April, and as an April Fool's joke, you just start playing Sands of Destruction and don't say anything about the fact that you've changed games.
I'm on board. In fact, I'm here for it. Let's
No,
do it.
you won't, because you would hate Sands of Destruction even more.
I severely doubt that because I hate Xenogears.
Oh, buddy.
What Sands of Destruction? Just
Sands of Destruction was a game that had a bunch of Xenogears staff involved in it. Same writer, same several composers. A bunch of the key staff that wasn't at Monolith worked on Sands of Destruction. It was a DS RPG, and it was this wild, complete incapacity to modulate what tone they wanted for the game, because it was aimed at children, but they kept wanting to bring in shit about cannibalism and other nonsense.
I mean,
It's
yeah, that sounds Xenogears. That sounds like Xenogears.
It's real bad.
It's
yeah.
bad.
I'm just wondering how they tried to square that circle. Where they'd be like, "Hey, it's the happy fun island for kids. Much, much. It's a human."
But yeah, they I'm given to understand developers wanted one thing, publisher Sega wanted another, publisher won. But it's not good, and it's about oh, this is the one guy who can blow up the earth, and there's a bunch of people that really wanted to do it. Let's talk about Kislev, Ava.
Let's not yet.
Too late, buddy.
I mean,
Zach, you gonna
Rather
you
stuff
gonna
like
explain to Parfait why you know all this? No.
I mean, I kind of I like how many different characters basically are obviously having a conversation with Satan, and Faye happens to be there. And I wonder if the characters assume that Faye knows what we're all talking about, that it doesn't need to be explained to him, or if they're just
Absolutely
oh,
depends on the character.
oh, you're still here.
I think I am leaning towards, oh, you're still here, or it's more it's not even that. It's just everybody looks at Satan, oh, it's Satan, my good friend. What's this asshole doing here? just a really long quiet moment, and oh, and you're here too, I guess. And then he just sort of looks at Satan for a long, uncomfortable second. And Satan's yo, I didn't invite him, dude. He just sort of came.
No, he invited him, but I'm just gonna say, I think that maybe two people in this entire game recognize Satan and are my good friend, as opposed to, yes.
Are you saying Satan has no friends? Because I believe it. His name sounds like Satan.
No, I'm saying he has a couple. I'm saying he has a lot more people that are aware of him.
It literally becomes established that Satan used to be a Power Ranger with a couple of the other older guys.
Oh, go Power Rangers.
Very strange.
It is a great game, and anyone who doesn't like it is insane.
I'm sorry that I don't like this game that much, but it's fun to watch and remember on. There's a certain, like, brashness to aspects of the script where it's just like... This was very common in PS1 JRPGs, but it sticks out in a few games to me more than others. How much they were just a strange melange of everything that the creator happened to like. Wild Arms 2 has a lot of that in it, too.
And Wild Arms 3, of course.
Oh, Wild Arms 3, but I was thinking specifically of the PS1. But yeah. Wild Arms 2 has just a bunch of Kamen Rider in it for some reason.
I mean, Wild Arms 2 is definitely the exact game that starts off as kind of a Western, and pretty soon you have a cyborg as part of your team.
Yeah, no, I don't. I love Wild Arms 2, even though it's bad, but, you know... it's one of those things, like, it's very easy to pinpoint, like, the origin point of, like, 70% of the different things within it.
Yeah. I mean, this was definitely a time, like, even going back to Donkey Kong, there was that belief that basically you're making a video game, who cares if you wholesale steal the plot of something else? Like, nobody's even going
like,
to
no one's
notice.
nothing's gonna matter.
Yeah.
And, like, the good ones were the ones that had a spin on the things they were stealing.
True.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about this, it's trying to do something. I'm not convinced it succeeds at what it's doing, but it is trying to have its own spin on the things that it's stealing most of the time.
That is true. Also, Goggle Bob, I just tweeted your stream. Maybe someone will join.
Yeah, I noticed we're particularly quiet this evening.
Yeah, well, you know, I am. However, I advertised it by saying that you were playing Xenogears, and I'm yelling "Fire and Damnation" at you because all you're doing is talking to this boring-ass butler-looking motherfucker.
Like, I'm sure we're gonna get somewhere.
But what were you saying before you were interrupted, Bob?
I don't even remember. No, I made the point with Final Fantasy XII that, like, legitimately, in the first place, nobody thought Star Wars would be anything, and that was just wholesale ripping off, like, this is what George Lucas likes.
A handful of old film serials and a bunch of samurai flicks.
Exactly. And then it became Star Wars. And then to a certain point, I feel like even these things, like, again, Xenogears is obviously aping Star Wars in a lot of different ways. Like, that's what makes its own thing that, you know...
As they say, good artists borrow, great artists steal.
Exactly.
I think it's more like artists in general steal. But
it's more just the thought that a good artist borrows where you see the elements and, like, pay homage to them. A great artist steals them by making them theirs.
Okay, now that makes sense. I never really understood it until you put it that way.
Learning things.
Don't worry, it took me a long time to work out what that phrase meant anyway, so...
It means thievery
and I might even
be
wrong, but that's how it makes sense to me.
It means Kain did nothing wrong.
Oh, I mean, Kain did many things wrong, but it wasn't what was going on, and I want to be the guy.
Are we talking about... Okay, we're talking about that Kain. From what I thought we were talking about the biblical first murderer.
No,
that's
you did
Kain,
something
not
wrong.
Kain.
I'm just
Mistakes
saying.
were made there.
As much Bible as this game has going in it, I don't think there's a Kain in it.
You are completely wrong.
Actually surprising.
There is?
Yeah, the Emperor?
Is he named Kain? I forgot about him entirely.
He is straight up named Kain.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Does he murder
Because
people?
there is an Abel.
There was definitely an Abel. And guess what happens to him?
He gets killed?
Yeah, that's poorly. But yeah, like, there's some aspects of this game that I remember everything about, and then there's tons of aspects where it's like, I have just memory hold this entirely.
Yeah, no, there are, like, if you could name a relevant...
Because it's a big game. It's a big game.
Oh, it totally is.
This is like, even truncated as it is, this is at least a 40-hour game.
And I also like that Faye got yelled at for standing on the television.
That's good.
That makes
it's
sense.
important to yell at Faye to get off the TV. What is she, a cat?
Faye, you're an idiot.
Get off the TV, Faye!
To be fair, they put the TV on the floor for some reason.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
See? We got a big slide projector.
Please watch the Pirates PowerPoint presentation.
Will there be a bathroom break? No.
Thank you for joining my Zoom. I love the fact that there could even be, like, oh, they were giants. It's like, they're robots, right? We know they're robots.
Looks like a big cave painting of a robot.
To be fair, if I was a caveman and you showed me a giant fighting robot and then told me it's a giant, I'd be like, yeah, no shit. Look at how big it is.
But these guys aren't cavemen. They're flying
Yeah,
around
like,
the
looking
sun.
at it and saying it's a giant. It's like, no, it's the big robot.
Now Bart's standing on the television.
Listen, it's okay.
Bart,
You don't
get
care.
off the television.
Bart, let's all go out for frosty chocolate milkshakes. Can't do
Bart,
the
what the
season season 1 Homer voice.
Let's all go out for frosty chocolate milkshakes.
Okay, that was
Okay.
Really
goofy.
weird voice that he had for a bit there.
I have never watched The Simpsons. Ever.
You would know the different. You would notice a difference if you watched like the Tracy Ullman shorts in season 1 and then watched like season 4. It's like, oh,
I
what
don't doubt it.
happened?
Gradual power creep of voice acting. Kind of like
I'm just
Dragon
glad that he
Ball, but you
stopped.
know, with words. And
Why does everyone want to make me fight? Because you got the big robot.
you got the big robot, and all you do is fight effectively. Like, have you seen you in a battle?
Yeah. He taught the robot to do heal drops. It's great. That gear.
He kind of murdered a bunch of people, and he's still working through that.
I do feel like I should point out that, like, he says, I don't have time to help you with your problems. I've got enough of my own. And all I can think is, you don't have a way through those problems on your own, though.
And also, like, he doesn't have problems because he doesn't even have a home at the immediate moment.
Like, he has problems in the sense that he has, like, obvious, like, PTSD, but
like, he's got things to worry about, but...
he doesn't have problems he can fix.
Yes, there you go. Although I suppose get
There
back
are
into
no
robot
there are
shooting
no
is
external
not-
solutions to these problems.
Like, his biggest problem is not one that's going to be solved with piloting a robot one way or the other.
Yeah. And hey, this way, you know, you at least know what the robot's gonna kill.
Yeah, go ahead and try and steer it.
Okay, what's the game this week? What is that? It's like a hammer. Is that Thousand Arms?
No, it
Yes.
is not Thousand Arms.
Oh, I was hoping because it looked like a hammer striking something. So I was like,
Although
There's a lot of blacksmithery in that game.
I was about to say, I have to admit, I probably like Thousand Arms more than a lot of people.
And we discussed it last week, so I was like, that would be a reasonable joke to make.
Did we discuss it last week? I can't remember.
We did. Either that or the week before. We definitely discussed it during Xenogears time.
Xenogears asks a lot from us, the viewer.
Yeah, like, nothing's
Awesome.
happened in a while here.
I'm
Yeah,
very
that's-
sad to
that's the
say
part
I have to briefly put you on blast, Goggle Bob, and say that you got to get those archives up soon because Kishi really wants to watch them.
I understand that. Yeah, no, I gotta get them going. It's been a fun week, and like, God.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Tell me
I
about
just wanted to let you know because he was asking me about them.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I mean, you get all of our stunning commentary on, are these guys pirates? And do they do drugs?
If they're pirates...
And
they-
the answer to both is yes. thinking about like the also-ran JRPGs of the PS1 era.
Man, there's no greater also ran in my mind than Subterra Core.
I mean, I wouldn't even really count that. That's its own thing, because it's sort of like the dude who just bought the How to Draw Manga book and just drew everything in it as much as he could.
Yeah, exactly. That guy had a goal, and he stuck to it.
To me, when I
Also,
think of like
he
the
failed.
also-ran...
Oh, he failed. He failed in every conceivable fashion.
I don't know. He did not fail as badly as some of the things I'm thinking of. Like, when I'm thinking of, like, also-rans, I'm thinking of things like Legend of Dragoon or Guardians Crusade.
I mean, my first thought is Legend of Legaia, because that was a...
That's a real also-ran B-tier game.
Yeah, like, really...
I love it, but it's not because there's anything remarkable about it.
I was about to say, conceptually, I'd say there's no reason for that to have been such a B-tier, C-tier game. But then by the same token, like, other than one particular cool part at the end... Like, there is very little that you can say, oh, this is why you would get it.
I feel like Legend of Legaia is one of those things, like, you got as a gift, and if you were into JRPGs, you were like, this was fine, I enjoyed that, and then never thought about it again.
I mean, legitimately, there are parts of it that I've thought about again, particularly, actually, to tie it into current events recently with the whole... I mean, the whole concept of Legend of Legaia is basically... You've got a technology that you rely on, and then this mist rolls in and screws it all up.
Oh, dang, the Saru.
Yeah, and the whole idea there is basically, like, you know, you relied on this one thing, now you can't, and life has to change. And different towns react to it in different ways. Like, one town, like, builds itself up, one town goes hides underground, that kind of stuff. And, like, it vaguely reminds me of what's happening now with people being like, oh, we need to get back to, you know, normalcy despite everything that is happening. And, like, there's a very big, like, you know, maybe normalcy isn't what we're aiming for, which, you know, is a thing in that game. Or at least it's plot.
Yeah. But as executed, it's, like, a very... fine is the way I would describe it.
Yes.
Not a great deal wrong with it. Not enough right with it to make it recommendable. But not bad enough to make you warn people away from it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I played the game and enjoyed it quite a bit, and I legitimately... There are 3 main characters, and I'm not certain I can tell you their names. Like,
Vaughn, Noah...
Noah is what comes to mind.
Gaia, something like that. It's the big boy.
Yes, the big boy. And what's the name? The
Vaughn,
boy's
V-A-H-N.
Yeah, that's worthwhile.
I remember that, and like, I think one of the other problems, I don't remember any of them really talking. It was like a game with 3 silent protagonists.
Well, no, I remember because Noah, the girl, was basically Final Fantasy VI's Gawu because she was raised by wolves, literally.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So,
I don't remember her talking much.
Yeah, no, I mean, just her whole deal was just that she was, like, weird at all times. Like, oh, that's socially awkward.
Yeah, maybe it's just that the dialogue was uninteresting enough that it didn't stick with me.
That is entirely possible.
Because I couldn't even tell you what Gala's thing was.
He had a rival, right? Like that. He was a fighting.
Probably.
He was a fighting.
Because he's big, so he's probably a fighter boy.
Yeah. No, he had a because the rival character, the like Vegeta that kept showing up, was
his rival.
Yes. Like that is what I remember. And that's it.
I mean the true, like, Legend of Legaia, you'll get, like, people who vaguely respond, like, I remember that, I don't remember anything about it. You bring up Legaia 2, and it's like, what? There was a sequel? That's a truly, like, Z-tier game. Not even a bad game, it's just, no one played that. Excuse me?
Hmm?
Oh, I just hiccup.
Oh no,
or
I'm just
something like that.
I'm standing still because I literally don't remember where I'm supposed to go.
Oh, I'm back somehow. Somehow.
And now for my 13-part lecture on PS1 game Monster Seeds.
And I'm gone.
There we go. Or am I thinking of Dragon Seeds? I think I'm thinking of Dragon Seeds.
I'm supposed to go to a different gear hanger. This is very stupid.
Wow. Okay, Gogglebob, you need to... I've never thought I would say this, but you need to update your Twitch info, because I resized my screen so I could actually, like, you know, do two things at once, because I'm a jerk like that.
Understandable.
Gross.
And in your About You section, it just says, we don't know much about them, but we're sure Gogglebob is great.
Well, I mean, where's the lie?
True. Gogglebob was within us all.
Okay, yes, true, but you gotta remember, this was written by Amazon. They know everything about you.
That is true. It is a profound lie on their part.
Yeah.
They know what I bought.
They know what you're about.
I'm just thinking about the one time that I explained the single most absurd thing that happens in Legend of Dragoon and, like, completely destroyed someone's brain with it.
That is something else.
This happened.
Listen, some people were not ready to hear about the part where you have to fire a law out of a cannon.
Fire what? What?
In order for
Yeah.
legislation to become active in that city, it has to be fired out of a cannon.
Okay,
Go
I thought
to
you
law
said
launcher and
something
fire
else.
it.
I thought you said something else, and I was like, what? No, that couldn't be. But no, that's much better. Okay, that's still
log?
insane. No, something else.
I have some guesses, and they're all bad.
They're all very bad. I thought you said fire Allah out of the cannon.
Yeah, that's what I
Dear
thought you
God.
thought.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah, no, that
Don't really
was
have a category for
controversial
that.
even in 2000.
yeah.
Hello, Welltail. How you doing?
Veltal.
Is it supposed to be like German pronunciation? Should people like a V sound?
I always sort of assumed it was.
Weltal. Weltal. Yeah.
When you run into like robot names in Japanese media,
Well,
that's not that uncommon.
Ellie's is French, right? Because she's got Verge.
Yeah.
But then again, she's kind of supposed to be foreign to begin with. I don't know.
Even though the rest of her name makes her not French at all, so
Yes, this is true. They're just any language that's available is getting butchered here.
it's just supposed to sound exotic, I would imagine.
Yeah, not Tina.
Yeah. Tina's too normal. Gotta go with Tara. That's fine localization.
Agreed. Papa, can you hear me?
Oh, God. Are you there, Dad? It's me, Bart.
It's Bart.
You there, Dad? It's me, Bart.
It's Tyus! So yeah, Bart got some family stuff.
I'm just comparing this to like how later in the game Bart is like barely remembered. He's still on the team. And he's one of the better
he
ones.
really just sort of recedes into the background even more than a lot of the other characters. I think the only one that... I think Rico rivaled him.
Rico's the worst. Like
just nothing happened with him.
in Xenogears remake, he only exists for the sewer area, and then they don't even bother to bring him back for the rest of it.
I'm remembering the character in like Tales of Destiny that like no one used him, so when they made a remake of that, they just made it so that like every other character is remarking on the fact that no one cares if he lives or dies. And like that kind of made people like him more, so that's something.
Hey, that's good.
Just
Like,
lean
get
into the
sympathy
fact
for
that no one
it.
gives a shit. This LP is just gonna drive out of me like a lecture on a different JRPG that I played on the PS1, because I played like 40 of them, so...
Yeah, go for it. Like, it's such
Can
a...
get a 5-part lecture on Shadow Madness.
Good God. I mean, like, I'm sure we'll get back to the game soon. Like, this is... I
This is
apologize
a very
to anybody
talky
who's
bit,
watching.
we're not just gonna sit here and read the dialogue out loud, so...
Yeah, maybe we could get it going where we're, like, acting it out.
Oh, you don't want that. You don't want to know the 3 different voices that Beat will be using for every character.
We'll go back to the goofy voice.
I only have 3 voices, so
I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to hear the 3 different voices that Beat will be using for every character. I can already tell which one of them is just going to be the sad anime boy.
My girlfriend like me.
Yep.
I stalked
There
her
we go.
really hard.
Yeah, I can see at least 3 characters that would get that voice.
I mean, if they deserve it, that's what they get. I only give what is earned, fanboy. You know this.
I'm not passing a judgment. I'm just making a statement.
Okay, we're all on the same page then.
I was playing
I
after this
appreciate
movie.
how the compass, like, when you're in for real 2D, how the compass goes 2D too to kind of match. That's nice.
I think I preferred the Grandia compass. That was a more useful compass. Better compass.
Probably, yeah.
That compass just points to the compass just spins faster the closer you get to where you need to go.
Ooh, that's convenient.
I will say that I like the compass showing like which way is currently north in the room you're in, because you can rotate every room.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
particularly...
That's helpful. The arrow indicating the direction you're pointing seems needless.
Slightly
because
superfluous.
You can see where you're pointing. You're pointing in that direction. And
If
even
you
if
can't,
weren't,
then
you could
someone
just
needs to
put it in
rethink
the
the
direction.
orientation of the room.
I mean, if memory serves, when you have a fight in this game, it reorients you to just, like, basic north, so it's very easy to get lost in some of these mazes. And also, I'm sure there's stuff we can do here, but it's time to move on.
Because like whenever like I can like rotate the camera, especially in old games like this one, where the like environments often look very similar, there's a decent chance I'll just get totally turned around and end up going right back where I've already been.
Yeah,
The ability
absolutely
to
agree.
know which way is north is very helpful.
Stuff is happening. Blue Knight.
Engage. Shaking is happening under a blue night.
I forgot about these guys.
Oh yeah, these guys. Wow.
Oh my god, that guy's face. He looks like he came in from some Canadian cartoon.
A Canadian cartoon that was hoping to be anime.
Yeah, like a Totally Spies.
Oh god.
I thought we mentioned never mentioning Totally Spies ever.
I never promised that. You need to get that shit in writing.
I take everything in writing.
I said it before and I say it again. If I had time on my hands, I'd catalog every goddamn ridiculous fetish that shows up in Totally Spies.
Oh, all of them. Literally just all of them. I'm pretty sure that, I'm pretty sure if you watch that series from start to finish, there would be an episode where it's like, oh, to escape this laser, you have to sit in this room that's like half full of water and pop all these balloons.
No.
That
Nobody knows why
inevitably
this turns off the
happens.
laser, but it does.
Pete is not exaggerating. That is something that inevitably happens in that show. It's like, oh no, why aren't you sitting on the cake fast enough?
Oh,
Wow, Goggle Bob, I mean, damn, we're going there.
that's real
I kept
specific.
I kept it like light. We were having fun until you went there.
No, we weren't.
I was.
Sitting on a balloon and sitting on a cake are very similar.
They're not that similar.
They're both a little like.
Check out my
What-
OnlyFans for more details.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Can't believe Gogglebob's gonna sit on a cake-shaped balloon.
Why not a balloon-shaped cake?
I mean, both. First one, then the other.
First one to the other. We're gonna cover all bases. You gotta be flexible in this business.
Get it?
I did.
No.
Because I said it.
Well, both Pete and Bob have now been taken to the criminal factory.
I told you I'd get this shit demonetized.
The criminal factory.
That's where we make all the crimes. And I'm guilty of internet crimes.
Guilty of many crimes.
Nah. Dude, trying to keep a low profile here.
No, you aren't.
I might be.
No.
If anybody asks,
If
we're
you are,
talking
you're
about
doing
the
a very
Pirates
poor
of the
job of
Screen.
it.
Yes, exactly.
Is happening. I feel like this is like a direct response to everything that's happened in this update, where they realized it was just 20 minutes of NPCs talking, so now there needs to be alarms and giant robots and things exploding.
It needs to drag you right back in.
Let's be real, they were being very boring for a good while there.
Well, I mean, they had to establish Bart, so you have to care about what Bart does.
I mean, they kind of did make me care about what Bart does when he was a giant robot that had chain whips and shit, but then they didn't
Talking
really
about his
end it.
dad. And Faye is literally having the get in your robot moment.
Get in the robot.
Again.
Get in the robot, Faye.
Get used
God damn
to it.
I have to tell you all my secret theory on Eva.
Oh no. No, it's not.
I mean, you just
It's
saw the
not
word
a bad
Slayer
one.
of God, so sure.
It's not a bad one, fanboy. I think what happened with the original broadcast and the immediate movie that followed it was one was an overreaction to the other.
I don't
I mean, that's a
disagree
common
with that.
belief.
No, I mean, my secret theory here is that what happened was they released the show, and it's very obvious to me that you were supposed to empathize with Shinji the whole way through. Shinji was the point of view character. Shinji was the guy you were supposed to feel for, and for a lot of the show, I honestly kind of could. And then
I've got ups and downs on how much I can feel for him, because he's
absolutely, but this is pre-movie.
kind of a
right?
huge creep in some episodes.
He is, yes, but he's enough.
It was
every
also
man-
considered. It was the kind of creep that was considered normal at the time. So
Yeah, like it's the sort of creep that we just going oh, this was written in the '90s. One of that kind of creep.
Mhm.
I mean, arguably, part of Shinji is in almost response to characters like Tenchi Muyo and whatever that are just universally creeps, because there's
Yeah,
I'm
There's
not sure I agree with that.
but
that might be a bit
Because,
much.
the point where they depict him as well-adjusted per se, or not necessarily
Yeah.
well-adjusted per se, but happy, are usually the ones where he's acting like a normal teenage boy creep.
But that's kind of the thing, is that the happy bits I've felt in the past, they almost border on Tenchi area, because what they're doing is setting up sort of the harem situation wherein he's living with all these attractive women, the feisty foreign one, and the older woman who drinks, and the one that's secretly a clone of your mom, and they're all
just
very
weird.
normal archetypes.
Yeah.
And-
Okay.
But then they wrest it away with, no, this is actually fucked up. And I feel like they kind of...
I don't think it
I'm
says
not
enough for that to
sure.
work for me.
I'm not sure I would go that far, but the thing is, even with the inherent creepiness, there is the idea that you, the viewer, are supposed to relate, kind of, with Shinji. And then the show finished airing, and everybody's response, and this was pretty much universal, was, fuck Shinji, I hate that motherfucker. And then the movie comes out, and I feel like the movie was Anno having a massive overreaction to everybody hating Shinji and just going, fine, he sucks, whatever. And that's why he immediately commits sexual assault and then goes catatonic.
I mean, I think it's as much the... I hate discussing Eva because I don't actually think it's that interesting, but...
Oh no, it's terribly boring. We can stop right now. I'm just saying that, like, when you said get into the robot, that's my unified theory.
Well, I mean, the reason I don't think it's that interesting is because I feel like the cleanest map for what Shinji's doing is he's just Anno. The worse Anno feels about himself, the worse Shinji is.
So do you think
sure, that makes sense.
End of Ava was him literally being mad at himself and being like...
I think End of Ava...
clearly depressed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think End of Ava was literally just... it's like how... Okay, you guys hear about what happened with other horrible thing, the game Y2K? Yick.
Oh, geez, oh, I don't want to think about it again. I heard about it.
We follow your Twitter beat.
Okay, good. That is clearly an overreaction to everybody saying Alex sucks, I hate that motherfucker.
I mean, it's not really an overreaction so much as it's the wrong kind of reaction.
Exactly. Well, I'm just calling it overreaction because it is the wrong kind of reaction in a large enough way that makes me think a certain amount of tantrum went into it.
I mean, yeah, but... Yeah, like, I don't know, I just, like, I feel like the cleanest whatever, it's... Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much. Good call. Good call, not caring.
But yeah, here's some giant robot fights. It turns out Shitan had a robot the entire time, whatever.
Well, no, he makes a point of the fact that they excavated a robot, and they're like... Hey,
okay, I should say, he knew how to pilot a robot the entire time.
Because they make a point of the fact that it's like, hey, we just got this robot. Dude, that is not ready yet. And he's like, no, it's mine now.
Listen, if he won't get in the robot, I'll get in the robot.
He also makes some ridiculous comment about my friends are hurting, even though, like, he knows 3 guys on the ship.
Maybe one of which he'd consider a friend.
Yes.
But yeah, there's your Shitan can get in the robot now.
Got in the robot.
And also, now, this is actually relevant, he literally points out they're hyped up on drugs.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Good.
They're taking drive.
I wasn't joking when I said the answer is yes. Normal attacks will not hurt their robots because they're on drugs.
They're hyped up on drive.
Have you ever been hyped up on drive?
It ruled.
I mean, I want to say that, like, I always have believed in my heart that I'd be really good at piloting a giant robot, but I don't know. I might need, like, performance-enhancing robot stuff.
You ever piloted a robot?
You ever piloted a robot?
On weed?
I was gonna slay God, but then I got high.
I was gonna stand tall and shake the heavens, but I was high.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
La da 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 da. La da da.
I love how weightless these battles are because it's like this is. Just,
they do a good job of making the robots feel huge.
They
outside
feel huge,
of combat,
which is yes, but particularly in these fights, like the one character just got introduced, the other one like showed up. Like this is marginally above like a straight up scripted battle because it's just like hit X.
You're going to, barring the occasional like RNG total miss, there's nothing you can really do here other than just attack.
Yeah. guy is hyped up on drugs and menacing children. But guess what?
I mean,
Shinji got in the robot.
as would be expected, they can't really keep the sense of scale in the combat, but because of how the jerkiness of PlayStation 1 animations, they super just sort of look like action figures slamming into each other.
Which I feel like is the best way to go about it. Just like having...
I'd be good with that.
They're not going to lean into it for a game that they want to be serious, though. I always loved, I feel like the best portrayal of really weighty-feeling robots was Sandlot's Robot Alchemic Drive.
You're going to have to elaborate.
So that was a game where you were like, Giant Robo.
Yes.
You were basically the kid controlling Giant Robo. And the way that it worked was that you controlled the kid and the robot separately. Like, you would press a button to switch perspectives because you needed to move to places where you could see what the robot was doing, but that you wouldn't get destroyed if something went wrong and it went flying into you.
Fair enough.
And the actual control scheme was this really neat thing where it's like, you hold R1 to move the right leg, and you hold L1 to move the left leg. And so it's very slow and deliberate every time you take a step. The entire camera shakes, there's so much noise. And then to do attacks, you would swing the right and left analog sticks. Like the left analog stick controlled the left arm, and the right analog stick controls the right arm.
My God.
And you would just like, you could do these big, stupid, like, axe handle punches or like these like wild swinging haymakers that would sometimes like they would knock into an enemy and it would like topple over and take down 2 buildings with it, and then the game would yell at you because you need to be careful. That game owns. I love that game. That game grades you based on how much personal misery you bring down upon your character's best friend.
I'm sorry, what?
So like in the first like mission, there's this unavoidable bit where like she's talking about, oh, my grandma's near the danger zone, I better be careful. There is no way to save her grandma. Her grandma gets killed.
Oh,
and
that
then,
sucks.
as you play through the game, it kind of grades you based on how much, like, the amount of destruction will eventually, if you're doing poorly, it will destroy more things in her life. Like, it's hellish to be this poor woman. You just keep having her life destroyed by these, like, alien invasions and subsequent robot brawls.
What was this on?
This was a PS2 game.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, Robot Alchemic Drive is incredibly good. It was made by the people who went on to make Earth Defense Force, and that makes perfect sense.
That does
Yeah,
make sense.
actually, that does.
They also made an official Tatsujin 28 game, which makes sense.
Oh,
and
that's
a
sharp.
PS1 predecessor to Robot Alchemic Drive called Remote Control Dandy, which just recently got a fan translation that I need to play.
I like that. The basic moral here is Bart knows what he's doing, and that's good, but I'm an idiot, and that's bad.
He walks the path he believes in. Like, I mean, it's useful for the character to kind of, like, you know, take inspiration from someone who is clearly having personal issues but moving forward anyway. Like, that's a reasonable thing to take. I don't think that this story communicated it very well.
No, I mean, it's basically... everybody agrees that giant robots killing children is bad.
Yeah.
It's not difficult to agree with that. That's actually really easy.
I'll put it that way.
Like, it's actually more difficult to agree with the idea of that.
Yeah, let's go to Ava. Ave?
Ave.
Ave. Given everything else about this game.
Now, once again, I'm thinking a good Let's Player would probably take the time to speak to everyone and find out little lore bits and whatever. But my God, I just got really bored with the first part of tonight's update.
We got enough.
I'm gonna put it out there, like, you are better communicating the actual experience of playing Xenogears for the first time in a long time.
Plus, you have to remember, this is a video Let's Play. If this were a screenshot Let's Play, you could, like...
Sure, you can modulate the pace on that very easily.
Yeah, exactly.
This is true.
But video Let's Plays, you have less and less... I actually think this is, like, an important part of, like, how Let's Plays work as an art form. Yes, I just said that.
Art, please.
I mean, yeah, the very act of
that gif
playing
of
a
Bubsy
game
flying through the Applebee's.
Yeah. The way it's presented changes the whole scenario. That's why I gave up. That's why I gave up on screenshot Let's Plays the first time I even tried one, but like knocked out, I think, some 20 video Let's Plays total in my life. Easier, even though I worked my ass off on those things, writing a mountain of bullshit nobody read.
The real hell of a screenshot LP is like just sorting through like what's relevant to show and what should I just be summarizing past.
Yeah, exactly.
And also formatting 1,000 pictures per update.
Absolutely. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, video games. This is, you're having fun with this boat, just spinning it.
To have fun with the boat. If I had a sand boat, I would be doing donuts all the time. Nobody could stop me.
Big sand donuts.
Now, see, speaking of nonsense, this is our first world map within a world map.
Yeah.
Said world, and my mind immediately just like auto-filled it to World Star! World Star!
Sure. Why not?
Thank you, honey. My dear wife just brought me cake.
Well, your dear wife rules.
Are you gonna sit on it?
No, I am not sitting on the cake.
I'm not certain that you will, because you're the one who brought up sitting on cakes.
I am saving that for Let's Play After Dark.
You have to get on your private stream for that one.
That's where Goggle Bob plays things like Super Galdelic Hour, I assume?
Yeah, sign up for his Patreon.
We're gonna play Panty Party well into the night.
Man, I would play that for free by skipping all the
horrible.
texts and cursing man and God. As is my way.
Let's see. What else?
Unrelated, I feel an overpowering need to just scream, "Fuck Winged Cloud." I apologize.
No, that's a reasonable thing to scream. So let's not give them more publicity.
Fair enough. Wow, this is a Xenosaga-ass looking, fucking ship bridge.
And also, some very important characters that are showing up for the first time. Can you guess which one of these characters is going to turn out to be God and which one's going to get totally killed?
I'm going to assume, the blue one. No, it's gonna be Ramses.
Which one are you saying for which of those?
Ramses is God.
You are incorrect, sir.
Really? Alright then. Then the blue one?
Yes.
Yeah, get used to Mion. She'll be around.
They also...
As God?
She'll be around.
They also, at one point in this game, and I'm not even exaggerating, compare her to Hillary Clinton.
It's
in 1996 with the Switch release? 98. Okay, so the psychic energy of Hillary Clinton in that period in time would have still been more. Her husband couldn't keep his hands off the interns than anything else.
I think it's more or less that they needed something of a first lady that is obviously, like, sort of in the background, but definitely
in the background,
there.
But ambitious.
In the background, ambitious, and also totally over her husband's shit.
Yes.
Oy.
Man, Ramses, I just
reading an
remember the end
article.
of his storyline.
This was a very fascinating read
Oh,
for
hey,
me.
Shakan.
Shakan. Oh.
Look at that mustache.
Gogglebump, have you ever heard of a project called, I kid you not, Rodham?
No.
Oh, no.
Fanboy's despair says it all, but essentially, back in 2016, they wanted to release this either very quickly or never release it at all.
Oh, the movie about her, yes.
The movie about Hillary Clinton, yes. Guess which one they went with. real.
Like it didn't make sense at a very specific point in time.
It would have, yeah. 2016 seems like a fraternity ago. Hey, speaking of which, that fucker's out of office tomorrow. That makes me happy.
Looking
Oh,
And
for
that is
man.
all the dating in this video I will do. The rest of my conversation tonight shall swim free in a void bereft of any sort of context. Current events.
I want to put in like something that like dates it, but to a time that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, man, like last week in 2024 sure was crazy, huh?
I
Damn.
was gonna go for the opposite direction, be like, hey, anyone see the new episode of Titus?
Nah, man. I'm still catching up on that 70s show.
Oh, it's back. Oh man, I see that 80s show's about to premiere.
Oh yeah, man, I'm
That'll
excited
be
for
huge.
that. That'll be a big deal. I'm sure that'll last just as many seasons.
Did anyone watch that? I just remember the ads for it for like every.
I saw an ad for it
Literally
once. I think
nobody
it only
watched
lasted
it. I think
6
it made-
episodes.
I think it made it to half of a season, and
Yeah, it did not last. I don't even think it was actually a spin-off. I think it just was 80s themed.
yeah, no, it was
Yeah, no,
like,
that seems
hey,
to be the
that
concept.
70s show was popular, and there's no way you can copyright somebody calling something that, comma, blank show.
I mean, I think it was like not. I don't think it was like an issue of we couldn't legally, like they couldn't sue us. It was like we have the rights to this, but we didn't actually connect the two in any fashion.
Yeah, it was definitely like I think it was advertised literally during that 70s show.
Yeah. Oh man, what a time!
I mean,
I
maybe
think I've seen like 15 minutes of an episode of that 70s show once, and I thought it sucked, but I don't know anything else about it. So
It did, in fact, suck. Eh.
I mean, for me, it was definitely one of those shows that be on like 6 o'clock in reruns. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever.
I won't stop this from playing.
Exactly. And also, my buddy Jake looked like the main character, so that was always weird.
I like thinking about those like really bad shows that only last for a few episodes. That those mean a lot to me. Things with names like The Mullets. It's like, oh, this is terrible. And everyone who saw that title was like, this will not last. And yet somehow it made it series. I think about that a lot with like Homeboys from Outer Space. It's just like, this is just transparently going to end up being really racist.
I mean,
And
when you
it
got
was.
Homeboys in the title. Was it Homeboys from outer space or in outer space? I feel like it's an important
I
distinction.
believe it was in outer space because it was a sci-fi show. Not to say that it ran on sci-fi. It was just a science fiction show.
Yeah, no, I think it ran on UPN.
Yeah.
That tracks, actually, upsettingly so.
I mean, the funny thing is like, I'm not a big Star Trek nerd, but I actually vaguely... my wife is in the background laughing at that statement. Anyway. I'm not a big Star Trek nerd, but I was into Star Trek Voyager at the time, and like,
Just because it was the thing on UPN.
but that's the thing. It was on UPN, so it was advertised every UPN show that I never ever watched.
It was like 2002 and they had nothing else.
And so it'd be like, coming up next, Shasta McNasty, and I just had to wonder what that
Oh
was
my
about.
god, Shasta McNasty. Oh, like, that's just the worst title I've ever heard. Like, I've never even seen it, but it's one of those things that's like, I would never watch something with that name unless someone gave me a very good reason to. It's such a bad name.